What's happening? Live from the 856. This is channel 856 back again. We are now at week 3. It's your boy Danny X.
Jared, we're tuning in live, 4th episode of the year. Let's get it. You know why we're here.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So we appreciate y'all as always. Like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell. Shout out King as always for holding it down behind the scenes, getting everything produced. The Wizard behind the scenes. Shout out CP as well. Yeah, let's get into it. So we are at season 2, episode 4. And yeah, you know how we always start. We got our standings live for you right here. Cool. I pointed wrong last time. I'll get it right for you guys. I'm sorry. I pointed wrong right here. Regular. Anyway. So not great for me personally. So right now, top of the league, we got Kemis. He's also the points leader right now, barely over Evan with 241 points. Yeah, so he's 2-0. 3 2-0 teams. You got Kemis, you got Quinn, and you got Alex. Yeah, so I just thought if you clip the standings, you might have to.
Oh yeah, you might have
you might have to blur Alex's logo. So if you clip it,
start wilding.
that's funny because you just won't know, and it's funny. We're gonna keep that in. That's funny. That's funny. But anyway, we got 3 2-0 teams, and if I said her name, bleep it. I don't think I did just now. But, yeah. Anyway, but we got 3 2-0 teams. We got 5 1-1s, and unfortunately, yours truly is one of the 0-2s. Face Quinn. I had just projected wise, I had like a good chance going into the Monday night games. His Baker Egbuka stack came in. They scored again. I think he's leading receivers, tied for the lead with touchdowns right now, receiving touchdowns. He's solid. I mean, he gets open, great route runner, sneaky fast. And then he had Chargers defense, and the Raiders Geno forgot how to play quarterback, so got a couple picks there. And yeah, just wasn't able to close it out. My running backs fell short. Jacoby Myers did a little bit, but Genty, we didn't score a touchdown, so Genty and my other running back, Pacheco, just didn't close out well. So right at 0-2, got Evan this week, whose team is cooking, so got to make sure I do not fall into an 0-3 slump because, first month of the season, that would not be great, and that would put me in a hole, and I'll be looking at doing a second punishment in 3 years, 2 years, no, 4 years, whatever. Anyway, that's not happening. That's not what we on. So definitely got to make sure my team bounces back. Got some decent matchups. Jared, you got a dub, so.
No, I didn't.
Oh no! I got dog walk. No, sorry.
I got drummed.
Sorry.
Beat, dismantled.
You beat me, and yes.
Pause.
So yes. Unfortunately, my co-host is the dog walk of the week.
For sure.
His we'll bring up his score.
That one hurts my heart. I ain't gonna
lie. My bad. I got. We played. I lost, and you beat me. So yeah. 157 to 77, 80-point loss. I mean, obviously, as you guys know, following the pod, his keeper is Joe Burrow. Unfortunately, we'll be missing significant amount of time with a very tough, naggy, foot injury. So hopefully he's back soon, so you can stay at full health. Krosky Merritt laid an egg, 1.7.
Super.
Mark Andrews laid an egg.
Just
more woes with Mark Andrews.
Rant later.
So, rant uploading soon. But yeah, I think like honestly, if you have more than 3 or 4 players, less than 7, it's just a recipe for a loss. It's very tough to get one, especially when you're playing somebody that has Amon-Ra St. Brown, and I like to think of it as like I call it like a second quarterback. A lot of position players don't put up quarterback numbers as far as fantasy points, and Amon-Ra St. Brown was able to be a second quarterback for Evan, putting up 35, scoring 3 times. Devontae Adams, 19.6, Bucky 15, Chuba 16, Prescott 26. Only one player of his, which was his defense, had under 10 points. So
If you even look at that, it's just like, bro, like he got contributions from everybody, but the 35 is what stands out to me. It's
yeah,
like
no, it's insane.
St. Brown. I didn't realize like the Lions had one of them games where it's like, yo, they're just gonna explode on offense.
Yeah,
And of course, he just has 35. Like it's just 35.
yeah. I mean, I told him when he
35.
where he was at in his draft position, asking me what it was like to own Amon-Ra St. Brown for 2 years straight, and it's just a model of consistency. Like his floor is always 12 to 15, and then he'll randomly pop off for like games like this. So definitely a good anchor to have. He's off to a great start, and I have the pleasure of facing him. We'll see him in Florida, so hopefully I'm able to compete. Hopefully he's not bringing another 160-point game as well, or else it'll be a quick 0-3 start, and I'll be Danny Owens before I know it. A very close runner-up for Dog Walk of the Week was Keenis and CP, 133 to 66.
I think this is a double dog walk.
Double Dog Walk of the Week. Sorry.
CP.
So
We were right there together, man.
two Channel 856 members, double Dog Walks of the week. Unfortunately, yeah. I mean, it's been a tough. I feel like I'm 0-2, Foom's 0-2, but CP's 0-2 seems like it's just a little bit tougher of a start. Just not being able to max. I don't think he's gotten north of 80, 85 in both games. So just a little bit tougher start, just getting that maximum production. Sorry, Quinn, I hit the mic. That's one. I'm trying to keep it under 3. But he obviously we talked about the trade last episode, but those players were able to perform, and I think that was really it after that. So it's a little bit ironic that the 2 players from the trade were outside of a quarterback, the only 2 people that got over 10, with Puka being his quarterback, if you will, 23.6. Kyler having more of like a flex, output with 16 points, and then AK with 13. And then, Keemis being anchored by HN, Lamar Jackson, and getting a big day from Jamison Williams. Going through the rest of the league, it's a lot of lopsided games this week. Scoop with a big 40-plus point win over Chris, being anchored by James Cook, CeeDee Lamb, Brandon Aubrey giving him 22 points.
That's a 50-point joint.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that is closer to... Yeah, that is... Oh, that's actually, 51. Yeah, you're right. 51-point win there. I have Josh Allen in the side league. He put up 11. So, obviously with James Cook having a really big game, wasn't going through Josh Allen, and you kind of want to feed the beast at that point. Omarion Hampton laid an egg. A.J. Brown, another sub 10-point week. Ted McMillan with a really good game. Joey Sly with a 17-point game from kicker. Kept him in it initially, but then just a late push, especially with Brandon Aubrey getting those points, and James Cook loaded up those touchdowns. Just kind of made it tough for Chris at the end. And then another 20-plus point victory here with Steen with a good start to the year. I think that's the biggest single player output, with Jared Goff having 44. I think that's the highest single player output of the year so far. And able to match a Malik Neighbors, who went berserk with 33. That was kind of it for Zaire's team, though. So, Jalen Hurts had 11 with the, kind of just a tough-nosed Super Bowl rematch against Kansas City. And then Loop, the kicker for Baltimore, being only his only other 10-plus point scorer. Dean team looks really good. I mean, I feel like he's able to put a lot of points on the board.
I like his receivers. That Flowers flex is looking nice right now.
221. He's not just scraping 100. He's getting in, been able to compete. So, really, really lopsided week in the league. I think was that the last one? one more, and then a 27-point victory for Deuce for Alex, beating Foom. Yeah, I mean, anchored by Jonathan Taylor, who had a monster game. JSN from Seattle scored, got to the end zone, and then DeAndre Swift and Pat Mahomes pretty much matching their projected. So, a good game from his team. Foom was able to get good outputs from his kickers and defense, but everybody else sub 10 besides Nico Collins and CJ Stroud, his stacks. So, um, a lot of people just weren't getting the full output from their position players. And, talk to me about, what you saw from this week and, just the different games for this.
Injuries. That's
Yeah,
what I saw this week was injuries for
yeah.
real, for real. Like it was mad injuries. Like Aaron Jones, quarterbacks. Obviously Burrow, McCarthy got banged up a bit. A lot of people looks like it's like ripple effects with the
Austin
injuries.
Eckler.
Austin Eckler, Jaden Reed.
Yep.
Like it's a few. Like and then now it's like Jaden Daniels. Like some Brock Bowers got a little banged up. Like these are players like you really gotta monitor.
Kalijah Chancey,
I did see that.
I think he had a season-ending injury.
Yeah, torn
So,
pec.
yeah, tore his pec. That was kind of nasty. I was watching that play, kind of like got his hand jammed, and like his hand was jammed, but like this was moving, and just so speedy recovery to you. We will be in your place of business on Sunday, so looking forward to that. But yeah, very lopsided week. Not too many big. I thought that going into the end of my game with Quinn that we had a pretty competitive game. Our projected was like within like 2 points. But the Raiders suck. So with that being said, we can move on to the NFL scores. Um,
The real dog walking of the week. The real Jets getting spanked and shellacked. What was it? 30 something to 3?
it was 30-10.
30-10.
30
I'm
to 10.
sorry. 30-10. Yeah, it
So
was garbage.
yeah. I mean, just Raiders ended the week getting 20-9 lost. Dog walk by the Chargers. Justin Herbert looks
Nasty.
really really good to start the season. Another blowout, a couple blowouts. Falcons big over the Vikings. Um, like we mentioned, J.J. McCarthy going to be missing some time. Lions over the Bears hung 52 on them.
My upset pick of last week was the Bears. Looked
Yeah.
great.
Now they did look good for.
No, I rolled my eyes. I said, yeah, it
Oh.
looked great.
I say it looked good for a second, but got ugly pretty fast. Surprise game of the week: Giants Cowboys with an
Oh,
overtime
God.
thriller. Russell Wilson setting his personal best for passing yards in a Giants uniform in Dallas. I don't think anybody would have ever expected that 5 years ago. Um, Other big wins: you got the Ravens hanging 41 on the Browns. You got the Rams hanging 33 on the Titans. And then some close ones. Colts squeaking out a victory over Denver because of a just awful was like interference with the center during the field goal. Seahawks walking into Pittsburgh. A lot of different storylines in that game, getting a dub. That defense, like we said before the season, showing tried and true in a tough environment. Bucks getting it done on Monday night in a tough shootout. Well, not really a shootout. C.J. Stroud was horrible, but
It's a
you know,
grinded out game.
yeah, just a grinded out game. Their defense is really good. To see that they were able to stay in that game and not have so much success on offense, give the ball back to CJ, kind of not do too well, but then still have their defense keep them in the game and make some opportunities and chances. But Baker, I think, is starting to solidify himself in that 7 to 10 range. Pick your preference as far as quarterbacks. If he's not, flirting with the 5 to 7 range, soon, honestly.
I think, well, this season he can definitely consider top 5 for this year just because Burrow's down.
Yeah,
But I think he's like 7 in my book, about 7.
yeah. No, I
But
think
he's creeping. Like he's he's easily top 10. Easily top 10. Like
no,
probably
100%.
upper like the upper back half.
Absolutely, absolutely. Patriots win. Niners got the dub. Who else haven't I mentioned? Cardinals with another win, so they're finding a way as well. Eagles won the Super Bowl rematch in Arrowhead. Anything stick out to you as far as week 2 games? I watched a lot of the Broncos Colts, obviously for fantasy purposes. Um, Giants Cowboys was a thriller. The Malik Neighbors catching it back in the end zone over 2 people was absolutely gross.
We was at Alex's daughter's birthday party. Shout out young Queen Eve. Yeah, we was over there watching it. It was crazy. I was like, whoa, like that throw was wild. But I think that was the most surprising game of the week for me. Um, I think the least surprising was definitely Baltimore. I knew that was everyone saw that coming. Like maybe not 40, but I knew Lamar was about to ball. So, but
Yeah,
Seahawks looked good too. That was another one. I was like, oh okay. Like I didn't know what that game was gonna be like. But it's good to see them put up 30.
yeah. No, Cardinals found. Excuse me. Cardinals found a way. Calais Campbell had a big sack at the end of the game to put them up. So there's 10 undefeated teams, 10-2-0 teams. So we'll see. We'll do our predictions towards the end of the show and see who will prevail after week 3. But we got a surprise for you guys coming up, so this will be a little bit of a shorter episode. So we're gonna get into our rankings, do our predictions, do a couple of hot takes, and then you'll see guess the player come back soon. We'll let the stats pile up, obviously, because we go Jared goes year over year for when he guesses his when he does guess the player for me. So we will have that back up probably after the first month of games. But yeah, as far as rankings, let's get into that. I'll pass it over to you, Jared, and you can start off with the quarterbacks.
Let's get it. Quarterback. So these quarterbacks, these are the ones I like for this week. For sure, like the circle of trust is what I'm going to call it. Josh Allen, Lamar, Burrow, Mahomes. I'm sorry, not Burrow. He's out, obviously. Hurts. These Baker, like these are players like you're going to just start no matter what. Set it, forget it, whenever they're available. This week though, Danny Dimes, fire him up if you got him. I'm looking at Danny Dimes as somebody's playing very well. I like the matchup for him. I like Kyler this week. It's tough for me to trust Kyler, but this is a week where I can get behind him. Drake May, I actually have to start him in our league. Um, Not really looking forward to it, but I do think the Steelers are surprisingly not doing great on defense. I just saw the Jets put up 30, and I just saw the Seahawks put up 30. And I'm hoping the Patriots put up 30.
Yep.
So
Yep.
I'm hoping the trend continues there. They got a good secondary, but it hasn't just been, they haven't been meshing, I guess.
No, absolutely.
I like Sam Darnold this week. And CJ Stroud, I'll be honest, this is a week to put up or shut up for me. Like, if you can't get it done versus the Jaguars, I just saw Jake Browning put up 2-3 touchdowns versus them.
Yep. 278, something
Yeah,
like
it's
that.
like that's concerning to me, and he's played pretty poorly in his last few weeks. So this is a week where if I had him, hopefully he can get right and bounce back. I'm a little bit tougher. I know in the Broncos game, Bo Nix and Herbert, like I could see both defenses actually coming to play. Maybe it being a lower scoring game, but both quarterbacks, I'd probably, if I had a better option, I can probably get away from. Jared Goff, that's the one of the week that it's so. Ooh, that one gets me because like I like him as a quarterback, but he's on the road. He's not a great road quarterback. And Baltimore's defense is night and day at home. You know
Prime
what I'm
time.
saying? Thank you. Monday Night Football, like that could. I don't know what the weather. I would have to check the weather, make sure it's not raining or anything.
Yeah.
But that would be a game where I can definitely see Baltimore putting clamps on. But maybe late time garbage hero. Maybe alter. I could be all completely wrong. Like Jared Goff can come out there throw 3 of them things first half. Like you know what I mean. The
Right.
Ravens pass defense, they can be got, especially at the end of the game. So they have a lot of blown leads for some reason over there. So. But yeah, he's a little bit risky. If you have a better option, like I said, I kind of go forward with one, maybe somebody safer, but that's the most interesting one of the week, Jared Goff for me.
Yeah, no, absolutely. It's definitely something to look at. Jared Goff, second ranked quarterback through our fantasy app. Going at Baltimore, who is 29th right now. Like you said, just a lot of points still getting put
Yeah.
up, but so it's definitely still like a shaky play. Dak Prescott going at Chicago, who's ranked last in that category currently. Pat Mahomes at New York, 27th. So just something to think about when you're going against these lineups, like Jared was just saying with Bo Nix, the LA Chargers number one points scoring defense last year, top 10 pass defense. Kyler Murray at San Fran, top 10 pass defense. They're seventh right now. Um, C.J. Stroud, he has a good opportunity, like you said, put up or shut up. Jacksonville's right in the middle of the pack, so definitely something to look at. Drake May could be favorable for you. He's only projected 18 points, but he's going against a Pittsburgh team who's 28th in that. So he gets crafty, he gets creative, and like you said, definitely hopefully he can hang 30 plus on a
On Z-Ball.
on the Steelers team that could
That's why
it's definitely been a couple shootouts already. I mean, what you guys put up 32, Seattle hung 31.
yeah.
So they're definitely allowing a lot of points against teams. So yeah, I say one that I think to keep an eye on is I would say like that Jared Goff one, like you said, just because is he going to you know pull up like he has opportunity, right? Like their pass defense is a little shaky. You just hung 52. You should be flowing seamlessly with your offense. Like, are you going to lay another egg in prime time, or you going to show up and keep the Detroit train rolling? So that's definitely one that I'm interested in looking at. And Jordan Love, I want to see if Jordan Love's going to put together that a third week of pretty much controlling and dominating a game. So that is what I'm looking at as well against a 20th ranked Cleveland pass defense. Um, Moving on to our running backs, obviously, you got the mainstays. You got Jonathan Taylor, who had a phenomenal game. Bijan
Moose.
Robinson,
Sorry.
CMC. They're all having like incredible games right now. So those are some of the obvious ones. Ones that I would say personally that would be keeping an eye on would be Bucky Irving. Obviously against the Jets defense, who's or their run defense is bottom half of the league,
I'm third, I'd
bottom
say.
third of the league, honestly. So Bucky Irvin's definitely somebody to look at. After watching most of the game last night, he's a phenomenal pass catching back as well. A great safety blanket for when Will Anderson and Danielle Hunter were bearing down on Baker Mayfield. So definitely someone you should look at is Bucky Irving. Jameer Gibbs. Facing another Baltimore defense. On paper they've been looking good, but they still allowing a lot of teams to put up some numbers there. 28th in run defense. So Jameer Gibbs is definitely someone you should look at. With the Aaron Jones injury, Jordan Mason is definitely someone you could start against a 31st ranked Cincinnati defense. And guys like James Cook, guys like Javonte Williams, top two running backs in the league right now as far as fantasy points go. Um, are they just going to stay consistent? Are they going to keep moving forward and how they've been playing? So those are two guys I will look at, especially they both have bottom five run defense matchups with James Cook going against Miami this Thursday to kick off the week. So James Cook owners, you guys are
Giving
riding high
E.
right now. You guys probably got him for value too, the way he fell on ADP this year. So shout out to all the James Cook owners. And then Javonte Williams put two solid as the feature back in Dallas, put two solid weeks together, and second leading running back in fantasy right now. So definitely someone to look at. Be wary of guys like Ashton Genty. They got a top 10 defense going into Washington at Washington. Could be an interesting game for them, especially don't know how Jaden Daniels is going to pull up, if he's playing or not. Kyron Williams has Philly, just a notable front seven. Definitely something to pay attention to. Chuba Hubbard has Atlanta, who started the year off really well as far as run defense goes. Fourth right now in run defense. So look at that. And then despite their success, they have Miles Garrett, who's making quarterback money. So Josh Jacobs will have something to deal with all Sunday against Cleveland, who's second in run defense. So keep an eye on those. But always play your guys. Always play the Avengers. Always play the Devon A. Chans, the Saquon Barkleys, the Bijans, the Jonathan Taylors, um, the Christian, excuse me, McCaffreys of the world. So, yeah, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. But yeah, I'll kick it back to you for wide receivers.
Wide receivers this week. Whew. Again, so there's a few quarterback injuries that I kind of want to be wary of. Justin Jefferson, he's having to back up with Carson Wentz. So again, kind of temper your expectations. Like I couldn't tell you.
That's the backup Vikings quarterback?
Yeah,
Did not
Carson
know
Wentz.
that. Yeah,
Yeah,
wow, interesting.
in 2025, like I don't know what version you get of him. So be mindful.
Yeah, I couldn't tell you.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You kind of get in the mixed bag there.
Yeah.
We just saw Jake Browning last week for Chase and Higgins. The volatility there. I think he can maybe air it out, but I don't. I mean, he's going against Minnesota, and that defense is very strong. So I know they're going to come after him.
Yep.
It's just I don't know what you get with Chase and Higgins. You definitely probably have to. Yeah, I'd start Chase, but more times than not, you probably have to start Higgins unless you got good depth. So just be mindful. He's more of a low end or like a boom and bust, like flex, wide receiver 3 territory.
Mm-hmm.
Um, what's his name? For me, Garrett Wilson. I'm thinking it's going to be Tyrod Taylor this week. Justin Fields doesn't have enough time to clear concussion protocol. It's like right at the edge of the game time, I figure. So Tyrod Taylor definitely, again, probably brings him down to maybe wide receiver 3 territory. And then Washington receivers. If Jaden Daniels misses the game, you definitely got to take a step back with Scary Terry and Debo. So just be mindful if you have to keep those things in mind. But all things considered, CeeDee Lamb definitely on the week wide receiver 1 for me. I love his matchup. JSN someone I'd look to get in my lineup, keep him there. Obviously, Neighbors and Tyreek, Nico. But I like Zay Flowers a lot. I've seen Lamar looks like he's his number 1 over there. Ibuka, he's an auto start, so stuff him in your lineup if you can. T Mac, I call Ted McMillan T Mac, so I think he's another one. He's kind of breaking out his shell.
He's taking all the reps, all of them.
I think he's on his way. He's definitely at points where he can be on a smash week. I feel like definitely coming soon.
100%.
Roman Jones, somebody too. Like I like what I saw last week. Maybe he can stack on that build, be a little bit more consistent.
Shout out to all the owners that left him on the bench. I had 32 in my sleeper league, him on the bench. So that was tragic. But sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, you're fine. Bro. It's couple of plays that I'm a little worried about this week. We all know Philly has a great pass defense. Cooper DeJean back there, Quinyon Mitchell. Their number 2 corner is a little shaky, but I could see, Puka, Devontae, like one of the two kind of getting off. Maybe one having a lesser day while the other one gets off.
Yeah.
So just be mindful. Like they're gonna definitely work them around formation. See, like, all right, can we get them on this corner or this kind of matchup? So just be mindful. It might not be one's day. It could be like a 7 for 80, kind of day. So I do think you got to temper expectations there. Brian Thomas Jr., somebody, he'll probably be facing Derek Stingley all day long, and that's a definitely top 5 corner in the league, all pro.
Yeah.
So somebody I'm looking at personally, like, hey, I'm a little frustrated with the last week's game. It'd be nice you come out against a good corner and kind of establish yourself, get your season on track. St. Brown, J-Mo, tough matchups with Baltimore. But again, too, they're generous, especially, too, late in the fourth quarter. So could be mindful. It could be a struggle most of the game until garbage time, or they could go out and ball. DK, I'm not a fan of this year. Just the separation for him isn't there. Rodgers, I'm not sure, but I think he'll see the Gonzalez shadow. So someone I'm not, if I could, I'd get away from him. Mike Evans is someone this week I think he could struggle with a corner like Sauce, younger, kind of his size, a bigger size matchup with. Again, I'm big on Ibuka, so I could see that being a modest game for him. Drake London didn't look that well last week. Maybe his shoulder's still nagging him.
Then he's got J.C. Horn.
That's another reason. McConkey got the PS2 shadow, probably more than likely, and then Diggs. I think I haven't seen I heard a lot about him in training camp. I just haven't seen much from him the first 2 weeks, and then he's going against the Steelers defense now. So he's also like a put up, shut up kind of candidate for me. They got a tough secondary back there: Ramsey, Deshaun Elliott. What was that? Darius Slay, Joey Porter Jr. So maybe not, but I haven't seen much from him. But I'd be nice if he can maybe, do something this week.
Absolutely. Definitely keep an eye on guys like Nico Collins. Jacksonville 26th ranked in pass defense.
Yeah.
Brian Thomas should bounce back, you would think. Same game, Houston's 23rd. Malik Neighbors, Kansas City's currently 25th. These are all based off of NFL.com. That is our site. That is our ranking system. And just take that into consideration just because they're great players. They still have to deal with other great players, like Jared said. All these top level corners. Um, just greatness on greatness. So you gotta be careful. Sometimes that goes the PS2's way, or sometimes it goes the receiver's way. Debo Samuel's definitely someone to look at.
He nice this year.
Yeah, top 10 right now, facing a Raiders defense coming in, allowing at 29th. Um, and yeah, just like Jared said, DK Metcalf, be a little weary of him, but New England is 31st right now without Christian Gonzalez. So if number 0 does play, then it could be a little bit different. So be very close on that and keep an eye on those things as well. Tight ends. So like I'm going to keep reiterating, start the Avengers. You always start Trey. You always start Bowers. Tucker Kraft had an amazing game. Tyler Warren's proven to be very sturdy. Zach Ertz, like I said last week, shouldn't have dropped. Had him, dropped him, picked Hunter Henry. Should have kept him. He scored. Be a little bit weary though if JD5 does not play. But it still could be maybe a safety blanket for the quarterback. So if you have a better option, play the better option. But just keep an eye out on that all week. See if Jaden Daniels starts to practice on Wednesday and Thursday. Juwan Johnson has proven to be really working really well with Spencer Rattler. He caught a touchdown, had a really close touchdown in week 1. So he's proven to be a red zone threat outside of Alvin Kamara. Travis Kelsey's starting to get moving a little bit more. Had a tougher week last week, obviously dropping that ball, forcing the pick six. No, was it pick six? No, not a pick six, but just a big game pick to I think he's a rookie or younger player nonetheless. But as far as some matchups go with these tight ends and who they're playing, uh, here we go. So looks like right now Trey McBride is projected to have the highest points. Look at Brock Bowers as well. Washington is 27th in against the tight ends. So could be a good matchup for him there. And all these stats in the bottom half of the league they're all based on the position. So it's that team um, and how they play that position. So a team like Seattle, who has a really good defense, but they're not playing the tight end well. They're last playing the tight end well. So Juwan Johnson, like Jared has in his rankings, is someone that you should highly consider. Sam Laporta, a good defense, but they're 31st against the tight end. So you look at him against the Ravens. Like I mentioned, Travis Kelsey is going against the Giants, who have a 24th ranked against tight ends this year. So be wary, be careful. This could really make or break your games right now. Obviously, with the pump the brakes, tough matchups section, we have Hunter Henry, who turned my game bad. Had only like less than 2 points. And Joku Fannin, like we both mentioned, Fannin might have just been a one-time thing, just getting a lot of reps that week. Um,
I'll be honest, I like him. I just think Green Bay's defense is really like that. You
yeah,
called that on the Thursday. Like I watched that game, but they're like a buzzsaw. Like you
yeah.
ain't gonna run on them. Their corners are light, but it's so much pressure over there. You don't got time to be trying to expose their corners. They got something cooking over there defensively. Green Bay. I like their defense a lot this year. So
They're
I'm scared.
all three levels are proven to look solid, and like I said, Jordan Love continues to play the way he plays, um, making me look like I should have kept him as my keeper week by week, but nonetheless, so yeah, so that's pretty much that for our rankings. We're gonna just put up the DST rankings here, so check out our kickers and DSTs. We'll put that here for you. Take a look at that. Um, go with who you got, unless you really need to change it. Um, yeah, just make sure you check out your matchups, and yeah, you guys shouldn't really be looking to replace those unless it was an injury or it's just a really bad matchup, and or it's a bye week, which is in play until next week, starting week 4. So
think also too, just to check the weather real
Yeah,
quick for
and
the
check weathers.
DSTs.
Yeah,
I haven't gotten a chance to look at every game's forecast, but I know it might be like rainy some places, like Seattle. I know it rains a lot, some places like that. So that actually might make or break help the defense if they're in a dome, or like a kicker or two if they're kicking in a
fumbles. Yeah,
dome,
absolutely.
things like that. So you just want to be mindful. That's actually an added benefit if you're playing kickers or defenses in dome settings or in harsh weather settings could be. So, but yeah.
Absolutely. Like a guy like Brandon Aubrey in Chicago this week, Windy City, usually a knockdown kicker outside in Soldier Field. Top projected kicker, but never know. Could be a windy game, could be a colder game. Chicago gets cold really fast, so um, we'll see. A top kicker like that will be somebody you gotta manage and look at. Defense like the Packers, they got Cleveland coming in, a little shaky, so obviously someone you should look at, and then. Um, But yeah, like Jared said, just looking into different, matchups. Like Seattle's down and or they're up, got New Orleans coming in, but rain could make that game a slugfest if it's raining or whatever bad weather. So make sure you guys check out their weather. But that's usually pretty standard. But that's right there, kickers and DSTs, and yeah. So we did this one a little bit earlier because we plan to have another special episode for y'all. Obviously, we've been talking about King, Jared, and myself will be going to Tampa this weekend.
Yes, sir.
Jets Bucks game for them too. I'll be going to that as well. I turned 31 on Friday,
Yes,
so we'll be
sir.
celebrating that. And just a little bit of R&R, kind of just kick off the fourth quarter of the year before it gets too cold. Get some warmth, get some Florida sun in. And yeah, so look forward to that. Look forward to the content that we'll be making coming out of there. And stay tuned for that. So that'll be out probably very soon. So, um, punishment videos also be coming out soon. We'll probably drop that in the middle of a video, just so you guys can check that out. There is a longer loop, but um, unfortunately, accuracy wasn't the greatest for all of us that day, so we had to chop it down. So we'll make sure to get that to y'all soon. Um, Trying to think if there's anything else I'm missing. What you got? You got
You want
anything?
waivers for the week?
Yeah, waivers. Let's do the waivers real quick before we get out of here. Um, give you guys a couple options and people to look at. So I'll start. Um, I don't know. Is it Tutton?
Tutton,
Tutton?
I believe. Yeah.
Bashal Tutton, out of Jacksonville, I think is one to obviously monitor. He still gets his secondary. He gets a good secondary running backs workload behind Travis Etienne. Um, Obviously, with Tank Bigsby going to Philly in the trade, it kind of cleared some space for him. Good pass catcher, uh, hard runner, so he's definitely someone to look at. And then obviously, if Zach Ertz isn't a tight end on a team in your league by this point, someone's missing out on his points. So definitely look at those are two people that are high on my radar personally. So, but I think in general, Tutton was probably I think he was the most picked up. I think those two players are like the most picked up on most apps that I play fantasy on as of right now. So definitely keep an eye on those two. But Jared, you got any other waivers that you got in mind that you think of? I know we mentioned Jawan Johnson last week.
Definitely, definitely he had a even better week last week or this past week. But for those who's replacing quarterbacks like myself, dealing with the Brock Purdy issue, having
Yep.
to find the streamer, surprisingly, I don't think I've ever said this, but Daniel Jones would be someone like, yo, it's just like just to have hold if you have to replace a Burrow and you said, hey, I need a quarterback too, just to guarantee or protect against injury. You could take your chance with Russ, Darnold, Mac Jones. Like I'm not starting these players, but like just to hold them, see what's going on. If you're replacing someone at like a Brock Purdy or a Joe Burrow, that you might find yourself in that boat. Just don't look at the name. Look at the production right now. And
Right.
seriously though, Daniel
Yeah.
Jones and Russ, even Sam Darnold, like it might not be the prettiest, but you might find yourself needing to. You get 20 points from them. For me, I'm definitely scouring the waiver wire for running backs right now. Trey Benson is a player who Arizona they said in the offseason they're going to have expand his role. James Conner's 30. He's had durability questions, and they just want to ease the workload. That's come to fruition. He's been
Yeah.
playing. His snap share has been increasing over. I think it's about 40, 50%. Like you said, that workload for a backup running back is something you want to invest in. If Connor misses time, definitely have a ticket to RB or path to RB2 play in a week. But Cam Scatterbo, I'm gonna call him Scat Pack from now on. He looks like he's taking over the RB1 job. He's a violent runner, just collisions. He doesn't avoid anything, but then he can also catch passes. So
Yep.
it's like he could be the 2 minute back. He
Sneaky
could be
good athlete.
exactly. He could be play action. He can whatever. It's just for me right now. Like I'd probably feel more comfortable owning him than Tyrod Tracy. So
Yeah.
and definitely he's a likable guy too in that building. Receivers, there's a few that I like a lot. Seti Tillman, somebody I had as a breakout player, or somebody like could turn heads this year. I think he's worthy of a roster spot.
Scat Pack's teammate, Wandale.
Yeah,
He's been
Wandell,
playing really well. Good
good ball.
compliment to Malik right now. Had a really good game this past week. Um, Definitely somebody. Maybe if you're in a 12 man, that might be a reach. If a 10 man, you probably have enough, like more like Keenan Allen's and um,
Mm-hmm.
T. Franklin out of Denver is probably out there. You might be going for guys like that, but definitely someone like a Wandale, someone that like in our league that we do the podcast for, someone that might be on our radar just because of just depth, like in 12 man leagues. Like Quinshawn Judkins, like for example, that might be someone that you would consider to be a waiver pick up, but that's already there's somebody already owns him in our league. Like Cam Scatterbo, we won't be able to pick him in our league because he's already owned. Jordan Mason already on a team and things like that. So, Eric Ayumanor, that might be something you're looking at. Quentin Johnston's.
He makes me so mad, that guy. But he's. I'll be honest. He's very boomer bust, but he's going
Ayumanor?
boom. No, no, no.
Or
Quentin
oh yeah
Johnston.
yeah yeah
I
yeah yeah.
had him like last year. Remember the Chargers and Baltimore game? Justin Herbert on fire. Blah, 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 blah. He's dropping every pass. I've never. That was one of the worst performances I've seen in a while from a
Yeah,
receiver.
he caught a beautiful 60-yard touchdown on us last
Back
night.
to back weeks,
It's
touchdowns.
gorgeous.
It's like, okay, well, hey. I just don't think he has good hands. I just think he's very unreliable, but he catches touchdown passes, and Justin Herbert looks his way. So,
Yeah.
hey, he's definitely someone you could consider having on your team and really starting. And he really gonna come through. Definitely, he's like a kind of like that Will Fuller role. Like just go deep. He gonna find a deep ball now, but
Yeah, I wouldn't say like to
not Will Fuller's to extent, but like
yeah.
he's in that role like that. Maybe like a better Rashid Shaheen,
Right.
maybe a little bit better.
Yeah,
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 better
yeah, yeah, yeah.
quarterback.
No, I could see that. I could see that. Um Talk to me about people like real quick like Hunter Renfro's
Oh yeah.
and DeAndre Hopkins. Like do you think people should take like roster spots for those guys yet, or are they just like luckily finding not luckily, but like just kind of getting schemed to find the end zone, but like the rest of their point production has to is very thin, right? Like if they don't do that, like talk to me about like if you would take the flyer on maybe like you want to start with Hunter and then go to a guy like DeAndre.
I'd take Hunter Renfro like early in the season. I wouldn't want him see like down like week 14 where he's like banged up. I would want him kind of like early in the season, but hopefully you're not having to start these players. These are players like if you find yourself in a break class or like hey, I just lost my receiver or T Higgins or somebody's like playing with a diminished quarterback and you have wide receiver four, you might have to find yourself like dang, bye weeks coming up, I might have to, start game planning, or I might want to, pick up a receiver for week 6 or 7.
Yep.
These are players you definitely would have to keep in mind, like someone like Cedric Tillman for me. I'd take that up. Oh, I got a receiver with an early bye, or I just lost Jaden Reed. He's someone I can keep an eye on. Injury depth, what have you. It's a long season. In terms of playing these players, oh you're down. Oh, you're down bad. If you're playing on the Renfro
Yeah.
week 3, you're down bad.
Right.
But to hold them and to see what happens, yeah, because if something happens to T Mac, now what? Like he just had 2 touchdowns, and he was looking like a red zone target. Like kind of like a short yak, like real quick burst kind of routes he was running. So
Yeah.
why not?
No,
Shoot again.
absolutely.
If you have to just for a week or something have to play them emergency, you could do much worse.
Yeah. 100%. Like if you're not if like a word of advice, if you're not dealing with injury, if you're not dealing with like the worst matchup where it's just like
Like a Patrick Surtain or
yeah,
somebody.
like somebody like super elite, like play your players. It's only week 3, still play them, unless this like trends probably will start after like 3 or 4 games. So don't give up on it yet. Don't be ready to make a rash decision. Don't get impulsive. just stick it out. See what happens. That's why you draft well. That's why you have good bench depth. So just in case you need it, just in case you're fighting the injury bug, just in case you missed a waiver because of priority, just make sure you check out some of those other players, those other um, kind of just random names maybe to you, or maybe names that you didn't scroll down enough on the app to see. So just pay attention to a couple of those names. But yeah, no, I think that'll we'll end it there. We'll do our rapid fire and close it out. But like we said, we'll get another bonus ep from us this week. Stay tuned. We'll be in Florida, having a good time and celebrating a bunch of things, just living
Yeah, I
life.
mean,
So should be a lot of fun. But
get to celebrate D Breezy. We at the game real easy.
you know what I'm saying?
Hopefully the Jets make me some cheesy. Yeah.
Right, right. No cap, no cap. So all right, we'll start with Thursday. Dolphins
Oh
Bills.
my God, this is the dog walk. Bills by a mile.
Bills. Okay. Yep. Agreed. Raiders, Commanders.
Commanders if JD plays.
Agreed. Um, Bengals, Vikings. Both
Vikings.
teams will not have their starting quarterback.
I'll go with the better defense.
Vikings. Okay, they're favored 2.5. Buffalo, I think, is the biggest spread
Was it
currently. 11 and a
I
half.
was just about to say I could see 11. Opening.
11 and a half opening. Yep. Steelers, Patriots.
I want the Patriots to win bad because I'm playing Zaire too. So let me get the Patriots, but that's a division rival. I'd hate. Yeah.
Steelers bounce back in New England. Colts, Titans.
Colts.
Colts. They've proven it now at
The
this point.
Colts are like the defense looking good too.
Texans, Jags. Does C.J. Stroud bounce back? Does Trevor Lawrence?
Short week for the Texans.
Short week.
Are they home?
It is down in Duval County.
I really hope the Jags win, but I think the Texans beat them.
I'm gonna go with the Texans. I think they can't afford that, especially being an AFC South divisional game. I don't think they want to afford 0-3, and I don't think they want to afford losing to the Jags this early. Falcons, Panthers, AFC South.
I can see the Falcons winning this one.
I got the Falcons as well. They're favored a touchdown right now. Rams, Eagles in Philly.
Tough game. I think the Eagles gonna win, but I'd love the Rams to come through and get that rematch popping.
1 o'clock game. That should be fun. Eagles favored 3. The game will be at Jets, Buccaneers. Bucks are favored a touchdown currently.
Jets. Jets. We're gonna have to get a dub. I don't care. We're gonna have to punch somebody in the mouth. Somebody gonna get. I don't care what you gotta do, but we gotta come up with a dub because we're looking at 0-3, and I ain't trying to do all that now.
Yeah, I feel you, man. I feel you, bro.
Shout out to Quinn for coming through though. That's gonna be a good time, good memory. So
Yes, sir.
yeah, we're gonna make sure we get some content for y'all for that.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Packers, Browns.
Pack
Pack.
the Browns.
Favorite 7.5.
Browns pack. That's what it's gonna be.
Facts. Broncos, Chargers, AFC West game.
Give me the Chargers.
I agree. Give me the Chargers. Saints, Seahawks.
Seahawks.
Cardinals, 49ers.
I think the Cardinals come through.
Both 2-0, so one will have to leave with a loss. I will go with the Cardinals as well.
I could see that being like kind of like the Cowboys, not the Cowboys Giants level of excitement, but just being surprisingly more competitive.
Divisional, just drag out.
Because Mac Jones is starting, but I think he has a good game versus Carolina, or at least not Carolina, Arizona. I think he could have a good,
In San Fran too.
Yeah.
Cowboys, Bears.
Cowboys.
Bears are currently favored 1.5.
Oh, give me the I'd take the Cowboys points all day.
Yeah, I'll take the Cowboys.
I'd take probably 3 with the Cowboys and keep it moving.
Chiefs, Giants, 2 0-2 teams.
Chiefs
Gotta win. That's in Sunday night in prime time.
Chiefs at home.
It's up in MetLife actually.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then Lions, Ravens with the closeout Monday Night Football.
This is actually the Super Bowl pick I had last year.
It is. Yeah, I think both of ours actually. I think we agreed on that.
I want Detroit to win, but I do think Lamar at home's he's gonna be too much. So yeah.
Baltimore's favorite 4.5. If you guys like those picks, put them in a parlay. Maybe we'll put our picks in a parlay. Maybe we'll start doing a Channel 856 parlay for you guys to start tailing. But yeah, no, that's week 3. Looking forward to it. A couple days away, so we're over here got cuts coming up. Got to hit the mall.
Yes,
You
sir.
know what I mean? Throw some cheese to the side. Get ready to travel. Go get everything in travel size. All the good stuff. But yeah, no, very exciting week. September is always fun for me because it's my birthday year. Fall season, my favorite season. Basketball's around the corner. Football's in full swing. College football's in full swing. Shout out to USC Trojans undefeated. Um, Baseball playoffs are around the corner.
Say it again. Say it
Baseball
again.
playoffs are around the
Say
corner.
it again.
So, I got it's a good thing it's an upside down LA Dodger logo right now. But, the boys are ready, primed. I think we're playing
Mets are
Minnesota
up
right now.
8-2 currently. 8-2, 12 games to go. A game and a half lead. Third wild card. I'm outside if they make the playoffs.
I
That's
just
how
got
I'm feeling.
a live trade text on air from somebody asking if somebody's on the block. But hold on,
But I'll get my shout outs in real quick.
Yeah,
shout out to the Mets for real, for real. Shout out to Evan for being a good host for real, for real. Because we coming through Tampa and we really crashing and taking over there. We taking over his crib for real, for real. Shout out to our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. We're gonna say that every week, every
Always.
episode for sure. Shout out to all our viewers, listeners. Dan, did we hit that 50
great
subscribers?
question.
Mark? Like
That's
I
a
said, y'all
great
gotta get with
question.
me. I'm gonna see the 50 subscribers. We're gonna have a random method, pick names out of the hat, something. But
I'll raise it another hat for 2 lucky guests.
2 lucky guests.
2 lucky
50
guests. 2 lucky guests. You heard it here. 2.
Quinn just added a second hat, so now 2 guests.
2 guests randomized. We'll get hats of your choice. We'll send you
48.
Right, 48.
48 right now.
All
still.
right. Well, listen. We got 2
Subscribe.
more to go, and boom, it could be you. So tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend. Like, comment, subscribe. Keep on rocking with us. Tuning in. We like feedback too. And then yeah, y'all got our Instagram. So if we got made some predictions, y'all can holler at us if we helped y'all win your matchup.
Yeah,
Drop
for
some,
sure.
show some love, do something. But
All
we
right.
outside. It's been a good episode.
Yes,
Dan?
sir. Yes, sir. I always say, call your mother, sister, brother, auntie, cousin, uncle. Tell them you love them. God bless you all. And live from the 856 as always is Channel 856. I turned 31 in 3 days. What's up with it?
Yes, sir. We
Love.
outside.
Y'all be safe.